if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Right, I told you I have a lot more updates to give you, right? So as you can see, I'm sitting in my car. Okay, so yeah, I bought my first car in my 30s. Okay, so now I'm a grown woman. Okay, anyways, so let me just tell you the background. I've been in Canada for 6 years, since 2019, and I've gone through the process and all the stages, right? So I came as a student for my master's, and during that time, I still take the train, the bus. It was in downtown Toronto, so yes, the train, the streetcars, and the streetcars and the buses. That's what we used to move around. So we did that for 2 years. So during that time, as a newcomer, like moving around and stuff, learning about the train system, the routes, what bus to take, what bus not to take, east, west, south, north. You ask for directions and these people are telling you go north, go south. I don't know those things. Okay, so yeah, we navigated through all that, got used to the train system and the routes they take and all that. Yes, and still during school, we'll go for grocery shopping, and it was getting really hard to carry those groceries from far away to downtown Toronto. So I eventually had to resort to buying a granny cart to make my move around when grocery shopping easier for me, right? I know a lot of people don't like that cart because they call it the granny cart, but yeah, that's what you gotta do to survive in Toronto, in abroad, if you don't have a car, right? So yeah, that's what I was doing, and then after school in 2021, I moved out of school residence, and I moved into my own place with a roommate, and yeah, we continued doing bus back and forth. Thankfully during that time my job was remote, right? So the only moving around I was doing was running errands and moving around, like going to church and stuff like that. And oh yeah, and then I think around that time, at the end of that period, I got a second job that I had to go to in person. So yeah, I got that as well. I did that as well with train, buses, and all that good stuff. And so this was my first place after school. So after that, I moved to another place as well, and continued with the bus system. And at this time I had gotten a new job that was 3 hours away from where I was living. So if you guys have been following me for a while, you know the story. I was taking 5 buses to get to work. And it was very, very tiring. Okay, it was extremely tiring. I take normal buses, and then I take like 2 go buses to get to my new job. So I went through that phase as well, and then eventually I moved again to my third place. This time it was closer to my job, and yeah, the third place is where I'm still living right now. And then it became around 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour 7 minutes to get to work, right? And so that was easier, but it was still, far. And so for this work, I go twice a week, but I realized that every time I go to the office and I come back home, I always have a headache that day. My husband even realized that every time I go to work, I complain to him that I have a headache. It was just, you have to wake up really early I leave the house around 6:50 something, just so that I can get to work early, right? Because waiting for the bus and all of that takes time. So even though the trip takes like 1 hour something, sometimes you have to wait for a bus for like forever, right? So that's the culture in Canada. You have to wait for buses. Some of the buses don't even follow the time on, or the route they are telling you on Google Maps. So that's the situation I was in. So yeah, and all this while, like, this is Canada, so winter comes and you still have to wait around in the winter while it's snowing, while it's extremely cold. These were all, challenges you face when you don't have a car. And so at this point, I had gotten married. My husband has joined me. My husband he's had cars. Okay, he has a car. He's had cars in Ghana. He had a car before he came here, and unfortunately for him, he came. I don't have a car, and we also don't have money for a car. So yeah, he also joined the hustle, waiting in the winter, learning about the bus and the train system, to move around and all that. So yes, so at this point, we're already introverts, right? But we became extra introverted, because if you want to go to a place, you see that if you are driving, it will take you like 17 minutes. But if you're taking the bus and the train and the whatever, it's going to take like 1 hour, 2 hours. So it became a point when we go to work and people are, asking, oh, what did you do over the weekend? We did nothing, because we didn't want to go through the stress of, going somewhere and then using like 4 hours out of the day to just sit in bus or wait for buses, right? So we were doing nothing with our weekends at all. We just stay home. If we have to go out, it would be for groceries. So that's all we were doing. I even resorted to doing delivery for groceries from Walmart. If you've been following me, you know about that as well. So yeah, this year I did my manifestation board, and car was not even part of the deal, right? I was telling my husband that we should wait till next year before we buy a car. And so I'm saying this to say that in life, you move through stages. Okay, you move through stages. You don't just rush through things. You could see people come into Canada and straight away go get a car. If you have money for that, you can do that. But don't look at what people are doing, and decide to follow blindly. Getting a car is a big, financial step. So if you are not ready for it, don't do it, right? So yeah, not in the plan to buy a car this year, but we sat down and we're like, you know what, it's time. It's time, because we were sick and tired of the routine. And at this point, we were ready to, buy a car. Financially, we were ready. And so we started doing research. We looked at Facebook Marketplace. We looked at Facebook Marketplace to see people selling personal cars. We looked at dealership websites and all that, looking for a car. My husband told me that the best car you can get for yourself is Honda and Toyota, because they rarely, my landlord is back, because they rarely, give you problems, right? Initially, I was trying to tell my husband that we should buy from an individual from like Facebook Marketplace, because they are cheaper, right? But also, with the way the economy is right now, you can't really trust people, trying to sell their cars, because, they can dupe you right now, because everyone is struggling. So someone could, show you a car, you would think, oh, it's okay, before you realize you've already paid for it, the person has disappeared and you start having problems with the car, right? So that was a bit risky for us, so we decided to go with the dealership. So we went to the dealership, we saw a car on their website, we called, is it still on the lot? We went to the Honda dealership. The car was Honda Civic. I don't remember. I think it was 2023 Honda Civic, and it had 40,000 kilometers on it. So we went to the dealership to negotiate, and on their website they were saying that their interest rate was 7%. So we thought, oh, 7% is for like the worst of the worst, right? Like people with low credit score. So we went in, like we were there for 3 hours negotiating with them. They did not want to go down below 7% interest rate. And we're like, we have good credit score, we don't have any debt, whatever, and we need you to go down. They didn't want to go down, so we're there like 3-4 hours just talking to them, and they were like, hey, these customers, they are like serious, so they will change. We spoke to like 4 different people. We'll talk to this person for like an hour and a half, and someone will come and take over for that person. So we did all that. At the end of the day, we saw that they had a new car, 2025 Honda Civic, and for that one the rate comes straight from Honda and not the dealership. So the rate is 5 point something, yes. And so if we do the calculation with the 7% they want to give us for the old car at 40,000 kilometers, and the lower interest rates with Honda, if you wanted to get a new car at 0 kilometers, would be the same payment plan. Okay, so we decided to go with the new car, and so we did everything, did our down payment, and the new car, you have to go and come back because they have to manufacture the car for you. So yes, we went home and we're like, hold on, did we just buy a car? So we're like, wait, what just happened? Did we just buy a car? And so we went to ChatGPT. I was sitting there and I was telling my husband, wait, I think they've scammed us. So I think like the calculation is not correct. I was like, what do you mean? Why are you thinking negative? And then we went through the calculation again, and it made sense, right? Like I just couldn't believe we did what we did. And so my mind was playing games with me, that, and maybe they put some cost in there that, I don't know, the calculation was wrong. I thought the Honda people gave us like the wrong calculation. And so I told him, and then we recalculated again, and it still made sense. So everything was correct, right? Those coming anywhere. But he called a few friends, and they were like, oh my god, like that is such a great deal. Okay, so we're like, okay, everything is okay. And at this point, while waiting for the car, we have to get insurance, okay, before we can possess the car. When the car is ready, the car needs to be insured before we can do that. My husband was calling around, asking for insurance quotes and all that, and these insurance people, they are crazy. Like, we were quoted $1,000 a month as insurance for a car, and we're like, you guys are mad. So you have to go to their website. Some of them they'll ask you questions, and then they can give you a quote. If you want to go with them, then maybe someone can talk to you and set it up, right? So my husband did all these things. The one that was quoting $1,000 a month insurance for a car, that's more than what we'll be paying monthly for the car itself, way more, right? And so I think someone saw in their system that my husband had done the inquiry and the quote was there, and they called him and they were like,
oh, we saw that you did this on our website, and this was your quote, so we're just calling to see if we can try and work something to bring the quotes down.
My husband was like,
get off my phone. There is nowhere you can go from 1,000 that I would like book with you to be my insurance company. So no, I'm not interested in the questions you're about to ask me for me to answer you, so that you will just come and say that, hey, yeah, you will take only $100 from it, and then I'll still be paying $900 for a car.
Insurance, car payment is not in. Fuel has not coming, nothing. You want me to give you $1,000 a month for insurance? Anyways, whatever, I'm not interested. And they're like, oh, okay. So yes, we kept calling. Eventually I asked a few people I know that has cars as well, and they gave me, insurance companies to call, and eventually we found a great one that we signed up with. Very, very low, right? Very, very low. And so we did that, and now it's time that, like, the car is in. We went to the office to go take possession of the car, and here we are with the car. It has what is it? Okay. Did they say it didn't have?
Yeah, they say they didn't have it. Open it.
Here is your second key, and here is 2 keychains.
Okay.
Make sure you don't lose these keys, okay? Because they're very expensive.
Where's the second key?
You got 1 key already, right?
Key, yeah. No.
Okay, let me bring you the other key too.
I was expecting to see that. I know.
Yeah, I mean, so I thought I was going to ask them. Because why did it I thought I would have to tear the rubber.
Say, you're not buying Benz.
Can you do you know how to connect it to your phone and stuff?
Oh, I know.
Like the map and stuff.
You need a code, that's what I'm saying. We didn't bread.
They don't give you code.
But we have some at home.
It's a fuel full. The water that came out, so you have to be filling it up and answer it.
Yeah.
So the car now doesn't have map that we can use. I mean, it does.
It doesn't. Open sign money in here, you have to pay more.
Hey, you what? Now we try.
So what the basic model? What we bought is the basic model.
Hey, we are driving our car. Yes. So we got a car. I've never owned a bicycle in my life, so this is like a big deal and a big milestone. A milestone for me. It is a big milestone for my husband as well, but he's had cars. He's been driving for 8+ years. Like I said, I haven't owned a bicycle before, so this is like a big deal to me. So let's say that I got a car and I got a driver as well. My husband drives me around, right? He's bullying me to drive myself. I'm like, soft life, please keep driving me. Okay, I like soft life, okay? But anyways, yes, I will learn how to drive and whatever. So yeah, so after we got a car, like, life is so much easier. Like, I get to work within like 20 minutes, 20 minutes I'm at work. Okay, I don't have to wake up at 6 a.m. and now I can do makeup to work like this. Yeah, my husband just dropped me from work. Ignore me sitting behind the wheel. I didn't drive. Grocery shopping is so much more easier. We can go places if we want to, right? We can take 15 minutes to get to places instead of 2 hours, and spend 4 hours a day in bus and waiting just to get to a place that's like just right here. You get? So yeah, everything's so much more easier. I think I'm forgetting to mention something, but it's not coming to me. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for my next video on the process of getting a car in Canada, okay? And then we can talk about getting a driver's license in Canada as well. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye y'all.